Howdy, go for Lily. Oh, by the way, I am Lily, at @ylily, preferably. You may know me, you may not. Anyway, let's get back to the video.
Hello, Lily. It's me, Shams of Shams Run Productions.
Hi, Shams. How things been?
Really good, actually. My last video has popped off, and I've recently hit 100 subscribers. I'm kind of like a celebrity now.
That's great. So, I have to ask, what's next for Shams Run?
Okay, so you know how my opinion is always unequivocally correct and true? What I wanted to do is make a tier list of the first 3 seasons of BoJack Horseman, where I put the episodes in their definitive order in tiers, you know, from season 1 to 3. But I'll have to rewatch the whole show again before I do it. You know how it is.
Oh my god, awesome. But I mean, are you sure you really want to watch BoJack again? Doesn't it just remind you of how terrible people are and how even the most god-awful, vile actions have justifications, and there's nothing you can really do about it except ignoring it, ultimately martyring yourself and destroying any sense of happiness you really thought you had in an unprecedented, misguided attempt to make this world live up to this unlivable, unreachable standard?
Well, not really. I do not think that the show is going to set me into a manic state of depression and also whip me quickly between manic states of laughter. And doing this will really make me lose track of who I am as a person and cause me to go down a rapid downward spiral. I don't think that's going to happen at all.
I mean, if you say so.
Yeah, I do.
But I mean, also, backtrack. Why did you call me?
Oh, I don't remember. I think we already touched on everything that's relevant.
What do you mean relevant?
Oh, that doesn't matter. Love you. Bye.
Shams?
Hello. Yes, I am a cat. I hope that was already explained in the intro. I'm just gonna get right into it. So, first episode, BoJack Horseman, the BoJack Horseman story, chapter 1. This, as a pilot, works, but it works better if you've seen the show. So, on its own, as a standalone episode, I'm probably gonna have to put it in the B tier. Not because it's a bad episode particularly, but just because it doesn't have enough of a hook to draw in extended viewership out of nowhere. Like, you think about really great TV show pilots, and this is just not up there. It's not comparable for how the whole show is. So yeah, that's also, I'm going to be fiddling around with the tier list throughout the video as I add more things, so this may even end up in something like C tier. I could see it in C tier. And okay, so the next episode, BoJack Hates the Troops. This is a good episode. It's a pretty funny episode. Better than episode 1. Funnier, really gets into BoJack as like a massive asshole who does not take anything seriously, but takes stuff really seriously that he shouldn't. And great episode to get to know BoJack. Fleshes out the world and the type of tone the show's going for, like just as good as episode 1, which this doesn't have like all the baggage of being the first episode and the first thing people see, so it has that going for it. In the next episode, Prickly Muffin, pretty uncomfortable, but again, really great for characters, pretty funny. I really like Princess Carolyn in this episode, and you see her like manipulative and shady ways and how she's good at her job. So I'm trying to think where this would go. Do I like it more? I like it more than the pilot episode, that's for sure. Do I like it more than BoJack Hates the Troops? I'm gonna say no. BoJack Hates the Troops is just, it has more jokes that I remember. It's more memorable and prickly muffin. It has the uncomfortable factor of, you know, like BoJack having sex with his daughter, you know, air quotes around that. But it's also funny. It introduces characters. It's good. The next episode, where is it? Here it is. Zoe and Zelda. Anyway, Zoe and Zelda. I think it's this one that hasn't fully loaded. This one introduces us to Wayne from BuzzFeed. Pretty good episode. We get Mr. Peanut Butter in it, so thinking this is going to be top of BT. I'm going to try and move faster because I'm doing season 1 through 3, which is 36 episodes in one video, so I can't be spending a minute on each like I've been doing. Okay, so Live Fast, Die Nguyen is maybe the first A tier episode here. This is the funniest one so far. I love it. A lot of people I've noticed aren't as big as a fan of it as I am, but I just think it's funny. I love Diane's siblings, how they're fucking idiots, and they're just dumbasses, and BoJack just fits right in with them. It adds layers to Diane. It adds layers to BoJack, and that's really all you need. I don't remember the B plot to this episode. Yeah, that may be an L for it, but yeah, still a good episode. Okay, Our Story is a D story. This is best so far. Again, still probably A tier. Wouldn't say it's S tier because it's honestly not as memorable as what I imagine an S tier episode of BoJack Horseman to be, but it's still a phenomenal episode. We get the just BoJack stealing the D, and just Princess Carolyn trying to clean up the messes with all her clients and a bunch of other shit like that. And you Mr. Peanut Butter in this episode, he shows that he's not like a massive idiot, and he like has some fun. Very good episode, very fun. I really like it, like the whole idea of it. Okay, so Say Anything. This is where the show really kicks it up in a high gear. This is like plays really well with the next episode, The Telescope. So Say Anything, yeah, this is top of A tier, best one so far. It like starts off as a regular episode, but then like near the end really focuses on Princess Carolyn, like dives deep into who she is, her like relationship with Vim. I think that's the agency she works with. Yeah, very great episode. First, like this is when the season and the show really picks up, and like from now there isn't, you know, I may already move these down just to C tier, just because I don't want all the tiers to get cluttered. Okay, the next episode, Telescope, S tier. The first depressing episode, like when Herb is like, this is like, because you've heard about Herb before, you've seen stuff from him, but this is really like Sarah Lynn mentions him. This is like you really see, and you really start to understand BoJack fully, and how like this is when you realize that the show isn't going to like feel good. It's just it doesn't resolve conflict unrealistically. It shows the realism, it shows the depth that the creators are willing to go to establish the world that they're doing, and it just feels bad, but it's so entertaining to watch this episode. Yeah, The Telescope, definitely the first S tier pick. Okay, so Horse Majeure is a pretty good episode. It's like kooky fun hijinks, but there's some like under the surface sadness, and it really gets to, I'm gonna put it here, it really gets to, it's like the show is already in its own, it's already sad, it's already has that underlying sadness to it, and how you really like it paints all that happened before in a different light, because it's still kooky wacky fun, but it's you understand it differently, which is why Telescope is so great, because it recontextualized everything, in my opinion, or at least to me, as I watched it for the first time. Yeah. Next episode, One Trick Pony. This one is really good. It's like a soft season finale, but there's 2 more episodes after it. This is when BoJack's book is finally released that Diane has been writing. It's like a lot of stuff happens, and there's payoffs to other episodes, like Our Story's a D story with the story of Peanut Butter stealing the D. Coming up, I'm gonna put this above Horseman. Yeah. Is this the episode with Naomi Watts, where BoJack falls in love with her, but he really fell in love with Diane? Also, another thing about the Telescope is BoJack kisses Diane, which is like something that comes up later. Also, spoilers for the show if I didn't already mention it. The next episode, season 1, episode 11, is called Downer Ending, and it is real. It's the first episode 11, and it's really good in establishing that the show is willing to do so many crazy experimental things, which sets a good precedent. And this is actually the one where the book gets released. I was wrong about the last episode, so fuck what I said then. But yeah, it brings back Sarah Lynn and Todd. BoJack, Sarah Lynn just go on crazy drug bender, and it's a very short, self-contained episode, and it's horribly depressing near the end, where BoJack is asking Diane to tell him that he's a good person, and I don't know, it feels really good but also really bad when Diane can't say it, because like she can't say that he's a good person, because in all honesty he's not a good person at all, BoJack. And yeah, it's like, it's probably gonna put it top of A tier, maybe even S tier. Depends on how. I don't want S tier to be stacked. I want S tier to be like really my favorite episodes. So yeah, that's season 1, episode 11. And the finale later, I would say it's a better episode. It ends on a really downer note, and we see, like, the ending of the episode is perfect. You see Diane and BoJack, they have a talk. We catch up with what all the characters are doing, and BoJack is just in the shitter. He's down on his luck. So I'm gonna put this. What's going on? Oh no. Yeah, that is. So this is how I would rank season 1. I think. Let me just look through, see if there's anything I need to fix. No, looks good. On to season 2. So season 2 starts off with Brand New Couch, which sees BoJack trying to go into a new, more positive outlook, and he does some like corny shit, and he really just tries to be a better person, but it isn't working for him. And this starts season 2 off really well, much better than season 1 started. And it really sets up a lot that is touched on this season. Really strong episode. I'm gonna put it about here. So yeah, Brand New Couch, good episode. Yesterday Land, season 2, episode 2. Another good episode. This one is less serious than all the other ones, and it has BoJack meet Wanda and get in a relationship, and we sort of explore more about him and like how he's just trying to feel loved, and he's doing his best. And this is like really, it's a good episode. I really like it. It's a strong episode. Isn't exactly groundbreaking. It's still funny with the whole Todd and the Disneyland or Disneyland fiasco, which is a good old classic time. And I'm gonna put it above One Trick Pony. Still broken. This is it's not the main, how am I gonna say, Still broken. This episode is like a departure from the regular show. It's BoJack with the old cast of horsing around after Herb died of crashing into a peanut truck after surviving cancer and dying from his peanut allergy, which is very funny and very sad. This episode, what do I think about it? It's great, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. I can't exactly put my finger on why. I'm gonna put at the bottom. I'm gonna put at the top of B tier. Yeah, sadly, it's only a B tier episode. Okay, after the party. This is one of the best episodes so far. It is 3 stories of what happens after Diane and Mr. Peanut Butter's party, and this really is the Mr. Peanut Butter and Diane episode. But it's also really good as a Prince Carol and Todd episode and a Bonda and BoJack and Wanda episode. So it really does a lot of things at once and does it all really, really well. And I may have to put this at the top of A tier because the way the stories interact and like establish the characters and the way the stories are all interesting and I actually care about them all, and it has some amazing jokes and everyone's great in it, all the voice cast. I especially love the part where they're like, a man goes into the doctor and he says, "It hurts when I do this," and the doctor says, "Don't do this." That's really stuck with me, and that's what a good episode of BoJack Horseman does. It sticks with you. And the next episode is Chickens. Not a big fan of this episode. It's a bit tedious to watch. I still really like the episode. I like how is BoJack shooting Secretariat at the time? Yeah, he is actually. He's been doing that for a while now, and yeah, it just feels tedious. It's like a departure. It slows the pacing of the season, and if it was like a little bit shorter, I would like it more. So I'm gonna put it here as like 3rd worst episode. Okay, Higher Love. This is another good episode because it's built on like a funny premise, but it's a serious episode. This episode is all about autoerotic asphyxiation, but it's also all about love, and it features the 2nd character death, I think, with Corduroy Jackson. Yeah, really good episode, I'd say. Fuck with it a lot. Gonna put it above Yesterdayland. Hank After Dark. This, if I'm not mistaken, is the first like really political and talking about something serious episode, and it handles that really well. It's a really realistic portrayal of it, and it really shows Diane's like stick-to-itiveness and how she doesn't really care about other people, and that's like a character flaw they're really like shining a light on, and Diane is oblivious to it. And it's sort of brought up with the book, but that's sort of in BoJack's best interest, kind of, because it does what he wants. So I'm gonna put this pretty high up. Yeah, let's put this here. And the next episode, season 2, episode 8, let's find out. Maybe my favorite episode of the whole show. This is such a funny fucking episode. There are so many jokes and little tiny things, and that's the best thing about BoJack. There's these tiny things that you don't think should be funny, but they're just so funny, and they just get you every time, and you know they're coming, but they're still funny, and this episode is full of them. This is such a funny episode. Let's find out. It's definitely S tier. Is it better than The Telescope? Yes it is. I prefer it more. I've actually gone back and watched this episode by itself, which I've never done for a TV show, single episode. So yeah, let's find out that's where that episode goes. Okay, so season 2, episode 9 is The Shot, which is it's sort of everyone focused, but it has this amazing BoJack moment at the end of it where they're trying to get this one shot for Secretary, and it requires BoJack to do some serious acting and deliver an emotional performance, and he can't do that, and it makes him feel bad because he's trying to get Kelsey to like him, which is set up earlier by Diane. And if you haven't watched the show, just watch the show, you fucking idiot. But yeah, The Shot, really, really powerful episode, especially how BoJack gets the validation that he never got, and he starts crying, and it just sticks with you. And it's also a funny episode, which I've established is something that I need to like an episode. So I'm gonna put this in the S tier because it's definitely better than After the Party. So that's in S tier, and I think the next episode. Okay, the next episode is Yes and. Okay, so this episode is really when shit hits the fan. Diane leaves Cordovia, which I think she's been for the last couple of episodes. Wait, no. Wait. Yes, she does leave Cordovia, and she goes to crash at BoJack's, and this puts a strain on that whole Wanda BoJack relationship. It gets even worse when he's a prick to Abe Furman. Maybe remembering that wrong. That Wishcash guy. That's the name of Pokemon, not a fish. Who gets signed on to direct Secretariat Part 2, or just the rest of Secretariat. Very good episode. Probably A tier. It's better than Say Anything. Yeah, it is. Not better than Down Anything though. We get some Todd. We get some Diane. We get some BoJack. You know how it is. Escape from LA. What the fuck? Is there even any more to say? You get like I'm not sure if it's better than Let's Find Out. This is just a perfect episode of I'm gonna put it as the best one so far. It's so heartbreaking. It's the most impactful episode so far. Like, this completely changes the direction of the show, and it's so devastating because like it's another moment where they tell you exactly who BoJack is, and you don't want to believe it, but you know that like that is what he's going to do. He's going to go rape a child, the daughter of one of his friends who he just made a move on. Yeah, very devastating episode. Really sad for BoJack and Penny and Kyle and fucking kid and Charlotte. Out to Sea. This is a good episode. I'm gonna put it again in S tier. It ends on a high note, which I like. I like how it's hopeful for the future. And BoJack, he's finally dedicated. He's doing his running. He's legging it up his hill. And this monkey guy's like, you have to do it every day. Fucking idiot. Just keep going. And I think this is where we see Diane see Mr. Peanut Butter again, and he's just fine with it. And it shows how loving he is and how just he's really a treat. And Mr. Peanut Butter is a treat, and more people should appreciate him. And yeah, just love this episode. Start spreading the news. This is a great opening to the season. Sets up the main plot really quickly and gets going really fast. And BoJack is with the manatee, and he talks about how he's not even in Secretariat at all. But he also talks about what happened with Penny, which is like a secret little thing that'll sneak up and get you later on if you remember it, which is good, and if you're paying attention. Show really awards you for paying attention. So start spreading the news. Big fan of this one. Gonna put it just below After the Party because I feel like it doesn't come together as much as After the Party, but I still like it. It's a very strong episode. The next one, the BoJack Horseman show. Love this one. It's a classic. You get the story of BoJack's other TV show that he made with Cuddly Whiskers, and it's a very compelling story. Great because you know BoJack, and you know PC, who I think is in a little bit, but it just like shifts the clock back. Actually, PC's in this a lot. What am I talking about? But yeah, great episode. Love it. Funny. All that. Going to put it right here above Brand New Couch. Okay, BoJack Kills. Fucking phenomenal episode. Love this one. Love how it is Diane and BoJack focused. One of my favorite duos, maybe even my favorite duo. And especially how they're always like at conflict but work together so well. And this just Cuddly Whiskers, I love his little like 3-episode arc, and how like he comes in just fuck shit. Also, this episode's funny, so you know I love it. We get that dickhead Goober go home. No one knows his name, even though it says it at the end, and I've seen the episode like 10 times. I have no idea what his name is because he's so forgettable, and you just want to tell him to go home. But yeah, great episode, loved it. Funny, it's a joy. BoJack kills. Yeah, very sad episode too. I really loved this episode. I'm going to put it top of A tier. Next episode, fish out of water. Music on this one, phenomenal. Made me realize that I've been sleeping on the score. I'm going to put this right here. Not as character defining as the telescope, but it has a lot of amazing moments, especially with BoJack chasing after Kelsey, writing the message, and the fact that he's oblivious to like the little thing. Great, very smart. The show is very smart. It'll get you if you think it's not smart. It's smart. Next episode. Okay, love and or marriage. I forgot how fast this season is. Season 3 is probably my favorite season out of the first 3, maybe even my favorite overall, but a few seasons in the back half really are good. This is a good episode. Reintroduce, or maybe just straight up introduces Emily, who was teased sometime in season 1 or something. And this is a good episode. Talks about BoJack, talks about his feelings on love and his loneliness, and it's sad, but I fucking love it. I am going to put this just above yes and. I may rearrange this at the end. Just letting you know. Okay, brat, brat, pew, pew. This episode, funny, topical, always stays on topic. I don't remember what BoJack does in this episode, which is weird because I feel really strongly about this episode. Like this fucking, oh damn, that's crazy. The frame rate, you can see it flashing. I'm not sure if that'll show up in the video. Brat, brat, pew, pew. Gonna put this. Ooh, where it's not one of my faves. I can't say it's one of my darlings, but I do love the episode. I think Say Anything hits more, so it's gonna go here. The next episode, Stop the Presses. Oh yes, it is this one. Should have known. Should have used my head. Really like this episode. Like the whole structure of it, and yeah, really fucking good episode. Stop the Presses. Gonna put it here. This is where I'm feeling. May move it later. It's definitely A tier for sure. Old Acquaintances. This one, man, what an episode. This really proves that season 3 is just goated. You got this sad peanut butter story, and he really gets developed. You see more of him because you see his childhood, which is like what they do with BoJack. You know, they like retroactively give you more, and that's what this show does. Old Acquaintance gonna put this maybe in S tier because I love it, and I also love how just Carolyn just gets shafted in this one. I'm gonna put this. It's not as memorable, not as stick with me as the shot. Okay, best thing that ever happens. What a sad episode, and the fact that PB and BoJack, they have a fight. They have a physical fight, and there's the funny joke about how no one respects Tumblr. What an episode. Maybe top of S tier because it really dives deep. I'm gonna put BoJack Kills in S tier actually. This is actually top of A tier for me so far. Okay, it's Jesus. This episode is fucking hollowing. I don't even want to talk about it. It's so sad. Gotta scroll up so you guys can see the whole thing. I'm gonna put it here. Love this episode. Okay, the episode 11 of season 3. That's too much, man. This beautiful looking episode, devastatingly sad. It's too sad. Why'd they make it so sad? This is BoJack Serlin on a crazy bender, and oh no, he goes to see Penny, the girl he almost rapes. Yes, bad. Gonna put this above. It's gonna go here. Actually, gonna put it here. Does it go here? I feel like this episode doesn't tell you anything you don't already know, which maybe here, but it's still a phenomenal episode, and I also hate it so much because Sarah Lynn dies, and it's just depressing. you know, I really feel like they went all out with this, just letting you know everything. Like, this is just so sad. It's the perfect culmination of the whole season. Actually, no. That Went Well is the perfect culmination of the whole season. I love this episode so much. I love the ending too, where he sees the horse, and it's such a relatable feeling. You know, just, this whole show is so relatable. I'm gonna put this in, then give a brief recap of all my thoughts. Where does That Went Well go? I love the whole premise of this episode, and just how everything comes together. Oh, I forgot to talk about That's Too Much, man. How it kept going back to Anna and how good it is. Actually, it tells us something about BoJack that we didn't already know after. That Went Well. I feel like this really sets up the next season really, really well. Anyway, so this is how I'm gonna put it. How I would rank this seasons is 3 is the best, 2 is the second best, 1 is the worst so far. My general thoughts is season 1 was great at establishing the characters and getting to know them, but I feel like on its own it doesn't hold much weight because a lot of the big key moments are retroactively made better by stuff like building up with Herb and building with Sarah Lynn and Diane and all the fucking characters, you know? So yeah, season 1, it has a lot of good ideas. And and I feel like the creators didn't know just how far they were able to push it, and so they didn't go all out. And also, there's like real world factors that went into it, like the fact that they didn't know what like network they would get and what they'd be able to do. But yeah, season 2 is where they found their feet really well, and it's a full, complete season. It feels like just a whole big season of TV. It like a season of it's a full self-contained story over 12 episodes, as opposed to singular one-offs that don't really build too much. That's the biggest problem with season 1. It doesn't build to as strong of an ending as season 2 or season 3. And season 3, man, every episode is fucking devastating. I really dislike that part of it and how just bad it makes you feel, but I love that they were able to do it and invoke such a strong emotional reaction. And like, there's a part in season 2, I think it's episode 7 or 8, like after that there are no full feel good episodes. Like, every episode has a little bit, because you know the character so well. They've already done the legwork in making you love everyone and their situations and just understand how everyone's feeling, even if they don't have to say it, and they get more subtle with the visual storytelling and all that, and it's just superbly written. I love the show so much. So yeah, season 3 is my favorite. Season 2 has some really, really strong highlights, and season 1 has a good second half, but as you see, the first half really is most of the bottom end, and some parts of season 2 as well, because I'm just not a biggest fan of how it all comes together. But yeah, I love all the characters. I love the side characters, all the little things. There's nothing that really annoys me in the show or in the first 3 seasons. And I'm looking at the rest of it. There isn't many episodes I dislike. So yeah, thank you for watching. Leave a like if you liked. Subscribe if you want more videos from me. Leave a comment on how you think I'll rate the next season episodes. What do you think I'm gonna do? What do you think I'm gonna love? How do you think I rate all the seasons? Drop your rankings of all the seasons. Drop your tier list if you made one. I love you. Bye. What a break.